All right, the first thing we're going to do, those with the roadmap, if you're in TNT, every day I post the Magic 5, but I want to show you, I've had a lot of people ask me how to do this. So Jonathan's going to demonstrate how to build what I showed you inside the TNT room. So take it away, Jonathan.
All right, so the first feature we'll look at is called the horse race trade. It's under launch. All in alphabetical order. About halfway down, you'll find horse race. And we'll name this one CTD for connect the dots. And click open. You get a blank
Go on and use the
box.
5 stocks I gave him this morning for the Magic 5.
To add stocks, you're going to right click on the feature and choose edit symbol list. And then throw your keyboard into all caps because you'll have to have all caps for this. And the 5 stocks today, Magic 5 are GLD, NVIDIA, Apple, QQQ, and the SPY. So once again, launch, horse race, name it what you want. Right click on the feature, go to edit symbol list, make sure you're typing in all caps. Any questions up to this point on how to do that? Everybody being able to build it for yourself? Those that have the roadmap?
And showing how I got monthly, weekly in that order. I like to do it left to right that way. Jeff likes to do it the other way. So we got a switch in there that you got to set up.
We will right click on the feature again and go to setup. From there, in order to have the monthly, weekly, daily reference bar, that order, at the bottom, there's a drop down that says plot. You want to choose the one that says is the second one down, YQM, year, quarter, month, week, so on and so on. Now you also up here on the checkable boxes, if you want it exactly like it's showing, unchecked time, unchecked quarter, and unchecked year. You can leave the reference bar, day, week, and month checked. And then I've got mine set to resizing bars. If I switch it over to static bars, it looks like that. So choose whatever you like. Static bars do not adjust when you adjust the size of the box itself, whereas you might guess resizing bars will adjust to the size of the box. Okay, any questions on building the horse race? Now, what the horse race feature tells us is a percentage change from that key open. Well, it forms a bar, if you will, based on the percentage change. It doesn't tell us the exact percentage change, but we can tell easily from this horse race that from a percentage change off the month open, Apple's our strongest horse. Give me a yes in the chat if you understand that. PJ, I don't know what your question means. How do you add it to a new page? Do you mean
Oh, it's not on the
bottom?
primary page, Jonathan, where you got, like I got mine on page 3.
If I go down here to the bottom and right click and add a tab, I now have a new tab. If I've opened this horse race feature on a tab that's not the new tab, and I want to put it on that new tab, there's a T at the top right of your feature. Looks like a thumbtack. If you click on that thumbtack, it will unpin and allow you to then And you can tell the feature is unpinned because there's no longer a white border around the entire feature. Here's pinned down, white border around the feature. Here's unpinned, no white border around the feature. And with it unpinned, if I click on the new tab down here that I created, it'll follow you over there. Then you need to pin it back down. And if you wanted to rename that new tab, just right click on it. Hit on rename tab. Whatever you want, let's say horse race. So we got Apple, the strongest for the month. We've got GLD, strongest for the week and the day, and the reference bar. So GLD is the only one, looks like SPY is trying to, but GLD is the only one green across the board. That's some strength in gold. Any question on the horse race? Tom, we ready to move on to the dashboard?
Yep, move to the dashboard with the columns I got and showing the difference. Now, I'm gonna make the dashboard stagnant or not stagnant, where it stays on the order I posted in TNT. My number one post today was GLD. And I'll show you, when you see the numbers, you'll see why. Take it away, Jonathan.
The dashboard is also under launch, about 5 down or so. We're going to name this one Connect the Dots as well, CTD Connect the Dots. Now this feature, I'm going to drag underneath here and spread it out some. It's a pretty large feature. And over here on the table portion, we're going to need a lot more space than this. If you put your mouse right in between the table portion and these tabs over here, let's say intraday swing long, put your mouse in between there and you'll see it changes from a pointer to a couple arrows pointing left and right. That allows you to left click and drag as far right as you need to. Now we're going to right click on the table and add symbols. Those symbols are going to be the same we have up there in that horse race, GLD, NVIDIA, Apple, QQQ, and the SPY. Now, if you right click and add symbols that way, you can see it leaves this empty row at the top. It's always good with your roadmap tables to have the empty row at the bottom. So I'm just going to grab that empty row and drag it down to the bottom here. Now we need to change the column headings, but before we do that, any questions on this so far? All right, to change the column headings, I just prefer to double click on the header itself. So if I double click on buy zone, you'll see a field that pops up and you can search through the drop down for what you want, or you can just start typing. Now I'm going to X off this field box for now because we want to keep the buy zone, but we don't need the MM column over here. So I'm going to double click on that MM column, the header itself, and then the field box that pops up, I'm going to type in RB, and it's going to predictive text here, RB open, which is what we want in this case. I'll add that. At any time, you can right click on the table and choose column widths, or do the shortcut Control W. And that will snap the data into place so you can actually read it. Now, the way Tom has this organized, we want the last column all the way to the left, and you can just left click and drag on the column heading itself. I'll drag the last over there. And then we want the RB open next to the last, buy zone, sell zone, and we need to add the high and the low. So we have 2 extra columns out here, and you can right click and go to column count and bump the column, counter up or down. But we've got exactly what we need here for today. So we'll double click on the blue column header that doesn't have anything right now. And we'll search for the high. It's gonna be the high of the day. We'll double click on the column header for the column next to that. That's currently blank. Search for low. And we're gonna column width this again. And put our mouse in between the table and those tabs once again and spread this out. And now we have our table built. Any questions?
And double click on the gold, if you will, and showing how it fills out the chart.
Yep, double click on any of the symbols and it fills the chart in. See gold's.
Which tells you, this is
Good.
what tells you, if you'd had this morning in TNT, I would have identified my number one horse was GLD out of the 5. And if you follow it through, you could see that GLD came from, on the 30-minute, it went higher than RB3 and is bullish right now. And what's the target on GLD if you look at that? The target down there on the roadmap. You see it?
Buy zone target is 227.20.
Yeah, so almost there. But TLT had this information this early. That I just got filled on a gold trade I made this morning. It just went through and filled me at 57. I took profit. I risked $100 and made 250 using the Tasty Trade account. And I just got filled on that. But having the number one pick every morning is very valuable. I do it through, 40 years of experience. And generally speaking, I'll have one or two that hit. But if I look at the horse race right now, typically I, always look to try to trade the QQQ. But today, I see the SPY, if you look at RB Open, 562.98 and 563.23. Let's put the SPY into the crosshairs. Well, that's a bad word to use, in this day and time. put it under the cursor. Let's say it that way. John, just right click on it and delete. If you look at the SPY, everybody see the SPY right there? But what I look at, I like numbers as well as the picture. If I look at the SPY, 563.29 versus 562.98. Everybody see that? So I would tell Jonathan, hey, Jonathan, if the SPY goes to 563.71, I'm going to buy the SPY. And he would have set an alert. And then if it went to 563.71, okay, then I would go in there and buy a SPY out about 15 days. See how structured it is the way I trade? And you ask, how does Tom have all these great trades? Well, I'm showing you right here at TBUZ All-Stars how to set it up. Any questions about what we showed you? Is there any questions about that? Blair, look at the RB Open on the SPY and look at the high of the day. Circle the high of the day, Jonathan. Show them the 563.71.
High of the day is right here, 563.68. If you wanted the data.
It's right there in the column too, Jonathan, 563.71.
Right, that's that high right there, which is 68. And then you went above the whole number to get to 71. Yep, Blair's got it.
So the question you got to ask yourself, why aren't you taking advantage of this? Pretty structured. This roadmap in conjunction with what I'm putting out in the morning is just like so valuable. That's why people get in there and never leave, you know? Jonathan, this is great. And you're now posting that at 10 o'clock to showing, if the lead stays the same or if it changes.
The SPY, Claudine, the color code of the table is determined by if they're in their buy zone or sell zone. If I click on gold, by the way, see that it's in its buy zone. We go to NVIDIA, it's down here in its sell zone. QQQ in the sell zone. Apple is not quite into the sell zone. SPY is right in the middle. So that's the color code of the table. Color code of the chart here, you can see the SPY's background of the chart itself is green. That's because it's above this range from yesterday. That range happened from 3 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So the 30 minutes right before our final reference part of the day, that's where that range comes from. If we get into overnight trading or the next trade day, if we're above that range, the background of the chart goes green. If we're below that range, like I think NVIDIA was, background of the chart goes red.
John, let's take a 5-minute break. Everybody digest and see that if there's any questions we missed. Five
Okay,
minute
5
break.
minutes.
All right, Jonathan, let's go find a SPY that's dancing with the wind. I would go find a SPY that expires the 31st of the month.
All right, GLD hit target for the Tuesday power play
Well, hello,
program. I'm just
GLD Power.
sending out an alert for that.
Yeah, are you going? Let's find it. Okay. SPY. I'm gonna say the one we want to do is the. Let me find it here. Huh. Oh, here's one. The 577. Buying it at the market, so you can't miss it. 577. This would be for the TL, or not, this would be for, that thing jumped to 520, no, that's 527 or
Okay,
577.
Tom, what is it?
577 call. It's $1.05. It's moving up. Just buy it at the market.
What's your expiration?
July 31st. $1.04, $1.05. Let me know when everybody gets it bought and the price you get it bought at. That's the SPY. It expires July 31st. It's the 577 call. Currently $1.04, $1.05. Test your skill.
You targeting 20%?
Yep, 20%. Now, if you can't do a day trade, just sell the next strike up. In this case, I really like it. It's the next strike up. Let me find it for everybody while Jonathan's doing his thing. Okay. Next strike up on this one is the 580 call, which is 3 points up, which I really like the fact that's there. Okay, I'm $1.07 right now. Is everybody in that wants to be in? Jonathan, I'll wait for you to say I can go ahead and start talking. Well, that's what, what it tells you. If you got it filled at $1.07, you got to practice getting those orders in and thinking, and all that. So you ought to have these things already identified. Number one, you ought to have the amount of money you're going to spend, right? And then the strategy is to buy it. If you can't day trade, the strategy is at some point we sell it, a call against it this at the end of the day. Or if it goes against us, we sell it or sell the strike up there against it. Okay. That's the strategy. It's a great strategy. I'm using the SPY today because I like the way the SPY acts. What was here? And let me tell you another reason. I'll show you in a second. When Jonathan gets it out to everybody, okay, I'll put the E-mini in there, okay, and Jonathan can look at yesterday's high, and that's our short-term target where we ought to get some smiles on everybody's faces. So I know my numbers, okay, and the E-mini, and we're going to show you something else once we go back to this number 3 here, but we're constantly trying to help you is all I'm saying, because this is a hard game, and these live trading things I'm doing, I mean, they're pretty valuable. I think. I don't know if you do or not, but I think they're pretty valuable personally.
Okay, Tom,
What do you think?
Huh? We're good.
You ready? All right, let's put the 7 sisters below put the Seven Sisters in below our horse race.
I can do it out to the right.
What do you
You
mean?
want a horse race of the sisters?
No, I want to put it down on the dashboard. I should have said that better. Put it on the dashboard down below. In other words, we're not going to mess with our magic five. We're going to look at the Seven Sisters, below the five. Okay. That'd be the E-mini, NASDAQ, right? Okay.
Yep, just replaced. I threw in silver since I can't throw the DAX on there.
No, that's fine. Okay. I just want to teach him something because it's a teaching moment, Jonathan. Teaching moment. Okay, if you'll notice, okay, see where he's got the mini at 5708 right there? Okay. Does everybody see that? Look over in the target area of the mini. See that 5735? Everybody see that 50? Is it 5725 or 35? I can't read it. The target.
Yeah, the target is 35.
Okay. So once we go higher than that 14 number, we do, my next target would be yesterday's high. Let me tell you, that's 5718. Put a line at 5718 on this chart. Why am I looking at D-mini futures? Because I'm in the SPY. So once it gets to there, we're testing yesterday's high. And then our target's up there if it keeps going. But what this does, it tells you, sort of gives you a feel for where the market is. Okay. Now, we got 15 days. That's why I'm willing, if it goes against us, okay, to go in and sell it. Where would I go in and hedge this trade? Based on the option, if it got down to 79 cents, I just go in and hedge it. Okay. Jim, you got targets right there in the metric page showing all that stuff Jim's got right there.
Yeah, in the metrics itself,
Yeah.
you've got buy zone and target, sell zone and target for you. That way you don't have to decipher what level it is on the chart itself. Now, in order to put that into the table, I don't know if we can put the buy zone target. Let's see. I don't know if we ever added that.
I don't think we ever added that.
Nope, we do not have that.
Okay, Jonathan, can you go to, I want to summarize all the key points I made because they need to study this in the tape.
So on today's session, we opened up a horse race, built that month down to reference bar so you can see the progression there. We built the dashboard. We had the Magic 5 stocks from TNT. This morning's TNT posting from Tom. GLD was our strongest stock in the overnight hours, and it has remained our strongest stock during the cash
And it
market.
hit our target price, both on futures, both on our power program. And so I started looking at the SPY. Y'all remember the number I gave you on the SPY? I said if it goes above 563.71, I wanted to get long. Sorry to interrupt you, Jonathan. I want to throw those points out there.
That's great. That was the next step. Tom just covered everything for that. So that triggered us into a long in the SPY, which we're currently in. We threw up the Seven Sisters, most of them at least, to take a look at those.
And I did that to show you how the futures, okay, the futures, when it went above, if you look at the futures there, it's at RB opens. Everybody see 56.98 on the futures right there? That's your pivot number on the current market for futures. That's the RB open. And so Robin asked, I got in a higher price. Should my price be hedging higher than, no, 79 cents, Robin. I think if we're right and the market continues, okay, up, we're fine. If it goes down, we're fine also because the trend is higher and we'll be bailed out by another surge at some point. That's what the odds say. And so I'm not so concerned other than the fact that if you stand back and look at it, the market corrected right this morning, and you could put some stocks in there to see that. But the point I'm trying to make to everybody is be calm, cool, and collective. You got to take a little risk. And I've got a perfect way out if it doesn't work, because you've seen us hit, I think we're like 90+% on things that we spread that our timing was off, which tells us our timing is pretty good if we're hitting, even not today, but tomorrow, to get our money back. Okay. And you got to use level bets. And so in your mind, you say, okay, I'm going to risk $500. I'm going to buy something around $1. That'd be 5 contracts. If it goes against me at 79, I'm going to hedge it with the strike up. That if it goes up to my target price of 20% and I can't day trade, I'll hedge it up. Wait till tomorrow. That's the beauty of what I'm teaching you. This is so valuable. Golly, it's so valuable. Now, let me open up for questions, Jonathan, because that little break I took obviously got us a trade, right? You must be muted, Jonathan. I didn't hear you.
No, I was muted. Sorry about that.
Yeah. All right, so here's the summary of the day. The market tried to go higher, sold off, came back up, got above key numbers, went up and hit 57.14, okay? And has pulled back from that high, but we're long, and I'm just waiting for 2 prices, 79 cents, hedge it up, or that 20% add-on. What was that price up there, Jonathan?
$1.29, good till cancel.
Yeah, $1.29. And so there you go. Robin, 79 cents. The reason I use it, it works for me and my timing. And since you're listening to me, I'm just giving you the best I got right now. So let me ask that question. How valuable is this in the morning for me to give you this information before the market opens? I do it. We started implementing that. So, Jonathan, I don't have much more. I think we've sort of run this out. So let's see where it takes us. Hope you learned something today. And Jonathan, if we use this as our model, can we get it where they could download it by hitting that internet thing and download it without having to do all the details? But it probably does them good to do the details, honestly.
Yeah, this is just two simple features. A horse race, they're both on the launch, horse race and dashboard. We're live on YouTube, so the recording will be available on the YouTube channel very soon after we finish up. And of course, for the TBUZ program, we'll post a recording on that trade sheet as we always do. So, but YouTube recording will be available sooner. You can review how we built the feature and all the education insights that came along with it that are much more valuable than simply how to build the feature, but you do need to know how to work your roadmap, get the most out of it, which is what we want you to do.
Jonathan, if you will, put gold in there, GLD, gold at the top. Okay, at the very top. You see gold hit our target. Now, I know it's gone higher than our target, but wouldn't you be happy making $10 on gold? I would. And the reliability starts going down if you don't take profit. Greed sets in, so to speak, okay? And you end up, I guess you end up, in my estimation, stepping aside or whatever you do. But you got to use the process. That's why I like the roadmap for that. Alan, this is only for TBUZ All-Stars, but you can go to, we invited YouTube and go to YouTube and get the recording. That's what Jonathan said. All right, I want to wrap it up. Today's Tuesday. I won't be back today, right, Jonathan? I don't have anything else I'm doing. I'm working with you on 0 to 7, but other than that, this was a great TBUZ All-Stars. Tomorrow will be another day. And pay attention tonight in TNT because I'm using the Tasty Trade. Okay. So I love that Tasty Trade bracket order for futures. Makes life easy. All right. How many we got? We got over 1,000 yet? Oh man, we're 3 short of 1,000. Goodness. Is there anybody not a member of YouTube? Let me ask that question. Is anybody here not a member of YouTube? I need 3 of you, if you're not, to join, get us 1,000. There's the link. If you're not a member, get joined. Why would you not join? My question. Pete wants to know how to remove that MM. You want to tell him or let him figure it out?
Pete, double click on the header. You can change the name of the column, but definitely review the recording if you missed that portion. We spent a good time going over that. So check out the recording.
All right. See everybody on the flip side. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.